To have a video, probably the first one that I'm gonna upload. We coming in strong, okay? I done made a few reaction videos, but this is probably the only one I'm gonna drop. 12 and pregnant. The title tells you enough. We're gonna go ahead and get started, cause I was shocked whenever nigga 12 and pregnant? Nigga what? My name is Jada. My socials Jada Not Famous. That's my TikTok, my Instagram, and yeah, that's really all I'll be using for real. But we gonna get started on this bullshit though, cause what the fuck you mean you're 12 and pregnant? I couldn't even imagine being 12 and pregnant.
Okay, y'all, so this is story time on how I ended up pregnant and a mother at 12. So my mom sent us to South Carolina for the summer, which we actually ended up.
And she from the Carolinas? No. As a Carolinian? Is that what they call us, Carolinian? I don't know. But being from the Carolinas, bro, we don't claim this energy,
and
bro.
my aunt was introducing me to everybody, like her in-laws and all.
The fuck?
One of her in-laws was like 17. I want to say he was like 16 at the time. He caught my attention.
At the time of what?
I was hanging around people that was older than me.
At the time of you getting pregnant? I didn't forget my camera right up here. It's over here. At the time of you getting pregnant? Nigga, what?
I did not look like I was 11. So my aunt was introducing me to everybody when we came down here for the summer. And mind you, I have one older brother and two younger brothers, and everybody's older than me, and I grew up with nothing but boys and some girl. My older cousin, she was about 17, 18 at the time. She told me that I need to be
except minus the pregnant part, though. Minus the fuck boy. That. Minus the pregnant part. I didn't think nothing of it,
so I was hanging around with everybody. But again, y'all, this one boy caught my attention. He was, at the time, I thought this boy was fine, bad to the bone. I'm running out of time. Like, okay, y'all, part two. So after my aunt
part two already, goddamn.
They told us all to go play outside. I'm a tomboy. Again, I grew up with nothing but boys. So at the end of the day, I was playing outside with them. Then we started playing hide and go get it. I did not know what the fuck.
Y'all was playing hide and go get it at 12?
That was okay. I did not know. So we playing hide and go get it, and I just so end up happened to be with him. So he's helping me through the neighborhood while we're playing because it was a big ass neighborhood. And then we ended up back in my aunt's house. Now this is the part when we started talking to each other and asking like actual questions, like how old we were and all of it. Now we started going over our ages.
Okay.
I told everybody that I was 10 turning 11. So it's not like people did not know how old I was. But again, y'all, I told y'all I did not look my age. I looked older. And
okay.
He was telling me how pretty I was, how cute I am, this, that, and the third. I was fine, this, that, and the third. And me being 10, I did not know exactly what that meant. Okay, y'all, I am running out of time on myself, part 3. So now we're talking about how pretty I am or whatever the case may be. And now at this moment, we're hanging out even more. I'm hanging around them even more because my mother done lied about us being in South Carolina only for the summer.
This it ended up being bad, for
the damn school year. So now here I am entering the 5th grade. Just started my period and all. My mother talking to me, letting me know about period, being pregnant, boys, all this stuff like that. So I'm just listening to my mom like, nope, I'm not getting pregnant. I'm not having sex. I'm not doing none of that. Can't nobody talk me into doing
Well, did your mama know?
Again, y'all, I liked this boy so fucking bad. So here I am hanging around them now all the time because now I live in South Carolina and I'm going to school in South Carolina and I'm seeing them all the time. Going to football games, basketball games, everything. So now, this is the night that it happened. So he had a football game. And of course, because in my head, that was my man, I went to the football game. And let me tell y'all something real quick. Public service of fucking announcement. This man was claimed to be my man because we were already together. Okay, y'all, part 4.
So if I'm picking up, this nigga is 16. And you're saying this is your man, and you say you're 10 turning 11?
This is the night that it happened where I actually lost my virginity. So after the football game, they came down to my aunt's house because at the time we were staying with my aunt, and nobody was home. Nobody was home at all. So since nobody was home, of course, a nigga gonna sweet talk you out your draw. And again, I'm 11. So mind you, we've already been kissing and whatever the case may be. So now we're kissing and touching and whatever the case may be. And now it's time to do the do.
Yo.
Of course, me, I was scared as fuck, but I'm like, at the end of the day, I like this boy. And I was told by the boy, if you love me, you would do. The worst mistake I ever did, okay? So now he said that, and I'm like, damn, I love this boy, so let me go ahead and do it. So we ended up doing it. This was the first time ever that I did the nasty. No protection, no none of that. So we didn't use protection.
No protection?
In my head, I'm like, If I'm on my period, I can't get pregnant. And that's what it was. So now at this point, we're having sex. Okay, y'all, part 5. So now at this moment, I'm having sex with this person constantly. Because in my mind...
Constantly? You're fucking 11.
So now fast forward to November. I'm getting thick. And y'all, when I say I'm getting thick, like my boobs are growing bigger than what it is. My butt is growing bigger than what it is. And I already have an ass. So now he's looking at me. He's like, well,
you're 11, talk about you have an ass.
So I started to notice I'm sleeping more when I get home from school. Like, I'll do my homework and I'll go straight to sleep. And my mama started to notice something was wrong. So, y'all, I had a little pudge or whatever kiss may be, which I'm not known to have a pudge. So my mom looked at me. She was like, something ain't right. Let me check you. So my mama laid me on the bed and checked me down there, literally. And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you checking me? What's going on? So this is a constant thing. We're having sex. I'm being sleepy. My mama checking me, whatever case may be. So now we get to my birthday, which is in January. Okay, y'all, I'll post part 6 in the morning. Y'all ready for part 6?
Post that shit ASAP.
Okay, y'all, so now fast forward to my birthday. Me and my mom got the same birthday, and we took a picture together. My mom sent a picture to my aunt in New York. My aunt in New York was like, something don't look right. Kiara is getting bigger, and I'll never be. So then my aunt in New York was like, y'all need to go get Kiara checked. She look pregnant. And if y'all don't get her checked, I'm calling DSS. So that was the 7th of January. Fast forward to the 27th. My mother called me off the bus on the 27th. My full government name in front of everybody in the front of the neighborhood. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, chill, you embarrassing me. What's going on? She took me to the hospital. And she was like, we're going to get this test done so that way we can prove everybody wrong. A few hours go by. The doctor said, Mom, good news is she ain't got no STD. Bad news is your daughter's pregnant. I'll post part 7. I'm sorry, y'all. Here's part 7. So now my mama in the hospital flipping shit. She calls my dad to let him know that I am pregnant. Of course, he's crying and doing the most. As he should.
As he should be. Yeah.
My mother's asking me, who is it? Who are you sleeping with? Who is the father? I try to keep it in as long as possible. But then I just broke down and started crying even harder and told her who it was. So then we went to his house where him and his parents lived. And my mother's telling his mother and his father, like, listen, your son got my daughter pregnant. And he burst out in tears. His mama almost threw him out the window.
Mind you, she's 11.
My aunt down there. And because my aunt was pregnant as a teen, she flipped. So I'm sitting in a chair. She literally jacks me up. And my family was like, why did you do it? Why did you have sex? And I'm like, because I wanted to try it. Everybody else was doing it. I had an itch. That's what I...
Everybody else is not doing that shit at fucking 11. Ain't nobody else fucking at 11 except for her. Ain't nobody else fucking at 11 except for her. No.
I'm running out of time. Part 8 coming. I told you I was coming back with part 8. So, after everybody found out that I was having sex with him, and now that's going to be my baby daddy, my mama was like, hell no, she ain't having this damn baby. His family was like that too. So my mom was like, we going to need to do what we have to do so that way we can go ahead and get her this abortion. So everybody know January, end of January, tax time comes, right? So my mom was waiting on her paperwork to come in, and she went to go file her tax. So my mama took me to doctor's care, if anybody know what that is, just to see how far along I was. Doctor care took blood, and they was like, okay, she's only 3.5 to 4 weeks pregnant. Okay, cool.
Okay.
But now my mama taxes didn't come in on time, so now we have to wait 2 more weeks. So that would make me 6 weeks. So we're waiting on, her taxes to come in. And then they finally came in, okay? I'm running out of time, y'all. Okay, part 9. So her taxes...
Goddamn.
And I did not...
This must have been before TikTok made that damn, that 10-minute shit. Because I hate watching the damn story time on TikTok, and they make 12 goddamn parts. Motherfucker, if you don't make that shit into one video, and then they be waiting 3 business days to upload the next part. Like, nigga, I'm intrigued now. I'm trying to see that shit. They need to hurry up and post that. So she told me we was going to Georgia. And I'm like, okay, why are we going to Georgia? She was like, so you can have the abortion. So in my head, I'm like, why we just can't do it in South Carolina? And she was just like, certain amount of weeks, you have to do it out of state. So now, me, his mama, his daddy, his aunt, and my mama going to Georgia. So we cruising to Georgia, and now we get to the abortion clinic.
So the lady is like, how are you doing? How many weeks are you? Now at this time I'm 6 weeks. 6 weeks. So now, we're going over everything and she's talking to me about how to process. So she lays me on the table and my mother is standing beside. So the girl lays me on the table and she has the vaginal ultrasound. So she goes to stick the vaginal ultrasound inside of me. And then once she stuck the vaginal ultrasound inside of me, okay, y'all, part 10. So now she's sticking the vaginal ultrasound inside of me. And of course I'm hurting. So she takes it out and she was like, I know it feels uncomfortable. We're going to do a different way. So now she gets the other ultrasound. If you ever been pregnant, they put it on your stomach. So she goes to put it on my stomach and she like pressing hard down too, trying to, measure the baby, see, like hear the heart beating on. Then she goes and said, uh-oh. And I was like, uh-oh, what?
Fuck you mean, uh-oh, yeah.
She was like, nothing, Mom. I'm going to go ahead and
Nothing mom as in the daughter? Or nothing mom as in her mom? Like, what the fuck?
I tell you anything. So she get the double checking and she getting writing stuff down. And I'm looking at her and I'm looking at my mom. My mom looking at me and, we looking at each other. She was like, Mom, she's not going to be able to get this abortion. And my mom was like, well, why the hell not? She said, because your daughter is 5.5 months pregnant. I was like, oh, hell. Part 11. So now my mom is hella pissed. And I'm boo-hoo crying. Then I get up, fix myself and go out the room. My mom is coming behind me. Then his dad sees me storming out the building and he comes and hugs me. And I just start crying even harder. And he was like, what happened? You don't want to tell me right now? And I'm just shaking my head like, no, I'll tell you later. I don't want to talk about it. So now we have to drive back to Columbia. And we get back to Columbia, but instead of them dropping us off home, they took us to their house. And they're like, well, we need to figure out what we're going to do with the baby. And I'm just crying. I kept saying, I don't want the baby. I'm too young. I don't want a baby right now.
Yeah.
Then they asked him what he think. He's looking at me like, I want to keep my baby.
Fuck you, you want to keep your baby. Nigga, if I'm 12 and pregnant, ain't no if I get 12 and pregnant, that shit gotta go. And I don't even, that shit gotta go. Nigga, if I'm 12 and pregnant, that shit gotta go. I'm talking ASAP. I'm talking I am the first motherfucker in that clinic. If I'm 12 and pregnant too, I don't blame her. Fuck you mean he want to keep the baby? Well, no. Hell no.
I gotta come back for part 12. I swear. Part 12. So now that we are at the house and discussing everything that's going on with the baby, I decided to tell them I'd rather give my baby up for adoption. I don't want her to be around my mom who's an alcoholic. And once I mentioned the reasons why, he was just like, no, I'm going to be there for my baby. I'm going to take care of my baby. Doing all this extraness. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, this is about me. This is not about you. I don't want my baby in a family. No. Nowhere around here, no.
Right.
So now he's basically trying to plead his case. Him and his people trying to plead his case about why.
It ain't no fucking case to plead. If I'm 12 and pregnant, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. They tried to plead the... I don't know. I was thinking... I ain't never been in that position, so I don't know. I don't ever plan to be in that position. Well, obviously I'm not going to be in that fucking position. I'm 20. But still, like...
Why I should keep the baby. So my mother was like, at the end of the day, I already tried to make her have an abortion. I'm going to leave this up to her. So my mother...
Can't do that.
Was like, we can go home. You can think about it. Because I don't want this stressing you out. So we left. And I went home. And I just cried my eyes out. Y'all are so hilarious. But yeah, here's part 13. So now, of course, you know, I've been thinking about it. It's been several months I've been thinking about it. My due date is May 17th. So I'm like, at this moment, I got to make a decision for real, for real. So, you know, me and him conversated on the phone on what we wanted to name our child. He wanted the name Raven. And I was just like, okay. But ultimately, it's still my decision since I'm the mother. And then me being in love with him, I was in my head. I was like, damn, if I do keep this baby, me and him can be together. We can raise this baby together, whatever the case may be. Then my father got involved, and I'm the only girl. And when I tell you the definition of a daddy's girl, that was me. My father was not playing none of that. My father was like, you're not going to impregnate my daughter. She's only 12, and now you talking about you want to raise a baby with her? All I know is my dad hired a private investigator, and it went downhill from there. Okay, y'all, so part 14. So, like I said, my
bombastic side eye? Nigga, whoa.
Dad hired a private
Where is this shit about to go?
And at this point, I'm being homeschooled. So that was the second semester of my 6th grade year. Crazy. So the private investigator comes to my house and introducing himself, and he lets me know, like, yeah, I spoke with your father in New York, and he told me about the situation. Now he's wanting me to elaborate. Now the private investigator is telling me how it all works, or whatever the case may be. Then he goes and showed me pictures, and now the pictures he showed me was of my daughter's dad and some other boys, and even his brother. So now the private investigator is like, okay, so your dad told me the situation. I need you to let me know which one of these are the people that you slept with. And I'm like, and if I tell you, is he going to get in trouble? He was like, no, he's not going to get in trouble, but you should still tell the truth. Yes, I was hesitant, but I was like, it's the private investigator. So I picked his picture to let him know. Part 15. So the private investigator took the notes down and then left my house. I want to say it was like a week or two later. My mother gets a call from his parents, I want to say.
I don't like the way this shit is going.
Police just went to the school and they arrested him. So now here I am.
They arrested him? Oh, I mean, as they should, for sure. As they should. But damn. Damn.
Again, in love with this boy. Crying. Like, no, like, what did my dad do? He done messed up my chances of being with him. It was a lot. And then my mother was like, okay, I need to call your father so we can see what's the plan. So now the private investigator is, you know, talking to my mom, talking to me, and talking to my dad. And they let us know, like, okay, you know, we did arrest him. And I want to say he was like in 10th or 11th grade. And this whole time we're still in communication with the PI. And did I mention it had to be like a few weeks before my due date? Part 16. So now here he is arrested. And of course, I'm pregnant as hell. And prior to this, my mother had conversated with my dad. Y'all, when I tell y'all this, please don't go in. I did not want him to be in jail. My mother also did not want him to be in jail. My mother was like, at the end of the day,
that nigga
was
up.
16,
Keep that nigga.
We were sexually active. But he was already 17 when we found that I was pregnant. And she was like, he cannot do
that nigga was 16 about to turn 17? Nah, keep that nigga. Fuck it. Keep him. Hashtag keep that nigga. It's a few people who should be free them. He's not one of them. Keep him. Keep him. Keep him. Keep that. I don't want him around my kids. You impregnated an 11-year-old, 12-year-old? And he was 17. Keep him. Keep him. Keep him.
Nothing for the child behind bars. So why are we locking him up? And then because he was 17, my mother was like, he's also a child. She did not agree with what he did. But taking him out his child's life was not sitting well with her. So again, a few weeks before I gave birth, my mother did help him with posting money to his bill. Now, he may say otherwise, but my mother did help. And then, of course, y'all, he got out. And now it's getting close to part 17. So now he gets out of jail. And when he gets out of jail, it's about the time for me to go into labor. So now I'm in labor. And it's his aunt, my mom, and then one of my friend's mom was there. My friend's mom didn't stay, but it was just my mom and his aunt. So now it's time to push. My mom's holding my leg on one side. His aunt's holding my leg on the other side.
Shit.
So I done pushed my baby out after being snipped down there because I was too small. And then, of course, my mother cut the umbilical cord. Now, y'all, remember I said he went to jail. His charges were criminal sexual conduct with minors, 2nd degree. Being as though that my father pressed charges on him, we could not be in the same room but could not see each other. So while I was delivering my baby, he was not there. But he did come up to the hospital after I gave birth. Again, we could not see each other, so they had to close the curtain. Now, here's the part where I made the decision to keep my baby. Because, of course, I didn't talk about 18.
Oh, you
so
kept
after he
it?
comes to the hospital and he sees my baby, I decided to keep my baby. Now, I didn't decide to keep my baby because he was there. I had decided to keep my baby while I was pushing and my mom cut the umbilical cord and they put my baby on me. I just couldn't fathom the thought of me carrying a child for 9 months and then giving her up for adoption after I done gave her life. And of course, I was just so emotional. So I told my mom, I said, Mom, I can't do it. I want to keep my baby. She was like, that's a hard pill to swallow, but it was my decision because I'm the mother. So now it comes to the part where we're naming the baby. Again, he wasn't there. He had to leave because we couldn't see each other, and his peoples wasn't there after that. It was just me and my mom. But his people wanted to know if I was giving my child their last name. I was thinking, for what? What do I need to give her y'all last name for? So I told my mom to tell them she's not getting their last name and she was getting my last name. And again, I'm 12. Y'all, this is part 19. So again, like I said, I did not give my child their last name. So I came up with my baby's name. I named her myself. I gave her my maiden name and all. I wasn't no stupid little girl now. About my baby, no. She not just about to have her dad's last name just because you done helped me made her. Now, like, you got to show me why she needs your last name. Remember earlier when I was like, he wanted me to keep her? So now she's kept. So now, you know, it's a few days in the hospital. They calling up. They're trying to check on her or whatever the case may be. We tell them she's doing fine. And then, of course, a few days go by and then they discharge me. So now here I am, just gave birth, 12 years old, recovering because I got stitches down there. And now his family and everybody want to come down to my house to see the baby. Of course, me being me, I didn't have no problems because I'm like, that's her side of the family too. So, of course, they can come see her. Y'all, this is crazy.
Bitch!
Don't settle for less.
You know what?
ASC certified.
I'm gonna make y'all niggas wait for part 2. Let me know if y'all want to see part 2, because motherfucker, what?